Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
If you're horny for a funny, dark, paranormal romance with a side of chicken nuggets, look, you are not alone, as crazy as that sounds. Meow, my pretty, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and today we are reviewing an enemies to lovers romance that may be as unhinged as this very podcast itself. The book is called A Game of Cat and Witch, a spicy witch and shifter paranormal academy romance. And just so you know, I am about to say that the guest discussing this book with me today is the perfect guest. But I want you to know that when I say perfect, I also mean perfect with the beginning syllable spelled as P-U-R-R, like perfect. Wow, that took way too long. Guys, we have the hilarious, the savvy, the cat-loving and cat-owning co-host of the My Worst Date podcast, Keegan Winfield, is back on the show. And unpacking this book with her, it was like going through a maze that I chose to be in because it was so much fun just going through each layer of this paranormal romance. So please enjoy this review of A Game of Cat and Witch. Oh my gosh, Keegan, the other little witch.
The other little witch.
Welcome back to this podcast, Too Stupid to Live.
Thank you for having me back. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited you're here. I'm a huge fan of your podcast, My Worst Date, and I was like listening to an episode today, and I was realizing that like some of the stories you share like feel like a romance novel, and then some of the stories you share feel like the opposite.
Feel like a horror novel. Feel like a true crime story.
Exactly. It's like you either have like Nora Roberts or like Stephen King, you know?
Precisely. Yeah. When you sent me the list of options for what to do, what you put under this one was that it was an unhinged premise. You're like, I think dark romance, unhinged premise. And I was like, yes. That's the one.
Yes, absolutely. It was like, cause sometimes I'm like, okay, let me put in like kind of tame stuff. And then I'll just say when I read the premise to this book, like, do you know when you're reading like a news article about like a Florida man and you're like, how is the headline going to end? You have no idea.
Yeah.
That was the synopsis of this book.
Yeah. I will say as a cat owner.
Okay.
And my cats are like literal little babies. It got weird for me a little bit. I was starting to feel a little uncomfortable with some of this stuff because he is a true cat man.
He's a cat man. Yeah.
And everything that entails.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tail, because he also has a tail. Okay.
And the tail was too active for my liking. I didn't enjoy the tail participating quite that much.
I'm so glad that I know this about you. We'll get into this, obviously. There's a tail fucking scene, guys. But it's something that I'll never stop thinking about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There was a lot happening in this book. I want to say right off the bat, I actually enjoyed it. I had a good time. I had a good time. I was pleasantly surprised actually by like the world building and all of that. I think that the author did a really good job with all of that stuff. But that being said, yeah, sexually, there was a lot going on. Like there were shadows, there were tails, there were barbed penises, things were happening.
Have you like read, because you do read romance, and have you read anything that like, how do I describe this as not with like shadow fucking, but like with like craziness?
I have not read anything with shadow fucking in it. No. No, this was quite a few firsts for me.
Okay.
Because I've read some monster stuff, but certainly not a cat. I feel like it's usually like something scaly or, like a reptilian sort of situation, or maybe like big and furry kind of monster. It's not usually, I've never experienced this, which I guess the next book, it's going to be dragons from what I've picked up on. So that's interesting.
I know. Okay. Well, the book, I'll just read a synopsis of it real quick. The book we reviewed and read is A Game of Cat and Witch, Monstrous Shifters, Book 1 by Ruby Rune. Okay. So Avery just wants to be a witch just like everyone else in the enclave of Caerwyn. I hope I'm saying that right. This includes having her own familiar, but let's just say those supernatural animal guardians are swiping left on Avery's profile. So Avery uses forbidden magic to summon a feline as her familiar, but there's a lot more in that bag than just the cat that she has let out. She has summoned Felix, a sexy, smart-mouthed shifter who has a long-standing resentment towards witches. But when revelations come to light and romance forms, their lives become so twisted, it's like they're caught in a cat's cradle. Good thing they're not opposed to a little bondage.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that the story was pretty good. I think that it, in terms of it being part of a series, I think that there's a lot to absorb. There's a lot of places to go. I thought the character development was pretty good. And like the emotional depth of the characters as well. I think that they did, or she did a really good job with that. And you know what? The sex scenes were spicy. Like, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them. It was just, and never did I know what was going to happen next.
Yeah, honestly, and I have read a lot of crazy stuff. I found myself surprised by some of the sex scenes of just what, like you said, there was a lot happening in this book, and it felt like, when you go to a yogurt shop and you just put all the toppings on and you're like, I hope it's good.
Yeah. It really gives you insight. I feel like when you read novels, it really gives you, or romance novels, it gives you insight into who the author is in a real way. Like these are some deep fantasies being worked out. And whenever I first opened the book on my Kindle, it has which I did appreciate, the list of triggers, content triggers in the book. And I was like, oh, this is a long list. It's a lot of stuff listed here.
Yeah.
And so, I would say for me, it wasn't a huge deal. And she does list it in the triggers at the top, but there was some, non-consent stuff happening, definitely bondage, kind of BDSM, lots of even some blood play going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Which isn't my thing,
No,
but.
Yeah. It was because it's interesting because I feel like with a lot of shifters, you think of a big wolf or a dragon or something that you either don't see at all or see in a forest, you know?
Yeah.
This is a cat that he turns into a cute cat. It's a cute cat.
Exactly. It was very conflicting for me having my sweet little baby cats curled up with me while I'm reading this book. I was like, look away. Don't look. Yeah, exactly. Because he shifts into a cute little purring sweetie pie. And then he turns into a man that she fucks.
Yes. And boy, is he a man. And I think another thing is the man that she fucks, which in this world, he doesn't go from he's all human and then he's all cat. It's he still has, when he turns human, he still has cat elements.
Yes.
So he has not paws, but talons or claws.
Yeah.
Long nails.
Yeah. And ears. And that was a problem for me. Look, the ears and the tail during the sex stuff was an issue because just, I don't know. Are you a cat person, Becky?
I am. I love cat art, if that makes any sense. Like I love, like I'm wearing a cat shirt right now. You can't see it, but I love the aesthetic of cats. But I think honestly, I'm a dog person.
Oh, okay, yeah, no shade here. I love dogs too, but I think because I've had cats for so long, and I've always, loved cats. I scratch behind their ears. So like the last thing I want to read is. Well, not the last thing, because look, I had a good time. But like, he's going down on her, and she's like petting behind. She's like describing scratching behind his cat ears while that's happening, and I'm like, I'm getting mixed feelings. Mixed feelings.
It was a weird scene because, like, I know that, like, the like people who have pets probably know, like, when you scratch, when you scratch like the ear behind the ear of your dog or something, and they do that thing where it's like their leg shakes, and that they really like it, and it was like that's what was happening, where she was like kind of giving him some, like she was petting him and tickling him.
Yes, like he's a pet. And I'm like, that is bizarre to me because of the relationship I have with my pets. And then I think it was maybe even that same scene, like later on, he also has like a scratchy cat tongue, which of course, I mean, but I think it was in that same scene where, or maybe it wasn't, I'm not sure, but like where he's using his tail to, penetrate her.
That's right. Yeah.
And I couldn't find sexy.
See, that it kind of like I have read tail fucking before, like great. It was confusing because like a cat tail,
it doesn't do that.
Yeah,
it's too
firm
furry. Like that. Yeah, it's not hard like that. It's not like a reptile tail. You know what I mean? Right. Like it's not stiff.
Exactly.
So I was like, this is weird. It's so weird.
It's like I got like nervous because it's like, okay, and I shouldn't get caught up in these things. I know but sometimes I do. Of like, well, there's cat dander on his fur, and now it's getting caught up her vagina.
I thought the same. I was just like, I hope she doesn't have an allergic reaction. Like, obviously she's not going to. But yeah, I mean, I thought that the story of them being, so I think the whole thing was shifters and witches, mortal enemies, never the twain shall meet. They hate each other. Lots of history there. And then, so I love an enemies to lovers. I think I told you that whenever I was telling you kind of like what I was into. That's probably my favorite trope. I love a good tension building. And I feel like they did a good job in this book with that, the tension kind of like growing and building until of course they love each other at the end. But I do feel like it also pulled some from ACOTAR. Did you get that?
Yes. Yeah. I totally got those vibes. Yeah.
Where it's like they can share thoughts with each other through their bond, thoughts and feelings through their familiar bond. And like they are mated, to be together. She also had like the mate tattoo, which I think is something that happens in ACOTAR as well. So I feel like it was kind of pulling on that, which is bold given how popular those books are.
Totally. I thought I totally see your point. Like it is very similar to ACOTAR and a lot of those like romantic-y books. I was just like, we are already in a world where there's witches, there's shifters. The shifters don't fully go human. We have like familiars. You can summon things. And then like on top of everything else, there's the bonding thing. And it felt like such a it's like, oh, not that we didn't need it. Like, but as readers, romance readers, we know that they have the bond. The bond is there.
Yes. Yeah. That was clear. Yeah. I don't know that we needed that extra layer, although maybe it was added in to justify their relationship to, I guess, like his family or whatever, to make it like solidified in that way. I don't know, but I'm with you. I'm like, you're already linked. You already have like a bond. It could have really just been like a forced proximity, enemies to lovers situation, and I would have bought it, Right. Yeah, totally. I would have bought it. So
yeah. Because there was already they have so much on the line. She's going to get kicked out of college. He's on revenge, like needs revenge or whatever. Then there's like the wider thing of like witches hate the shifters and the shifters have been kidnapped and there might be a war. And like, and it was just like we know that they're enemies.
Yeah. It's established.
It's very clear.
And then they kept making it even more and more because the whole, I don't even want to say subplot, it was like something that was running throughout it, was like, he's a cop? I'm getting like detective vibes. Is he like a shifter cop? You know?
I got it as like bounty hunter or something.
Okay.
Like, we don't really know that much about this. And to be fair, this all does take place mostly on like a secluded island of witches.
Yeah.
So we don't really know all about this world. We haven't seen it. But it just seems like shifters were like the A-team of this world.
Yeah. They're big, scary monster creatures who witches are scared of because like it's kind of like a bounty hunter situation. But like he manages to call his dragon brother and is like, you know, hey, this is what's going on. I'm bound to this witch. And the dragon brother's like, hey, by the way, all these shifters are going missing. Can you investigate this? So there's this like second subplot where Felix is having to investigate the missing shifter situation. Yeah. So the stakes are very high for both of them because it's not only like she'll get kicked out of school. It's like if they're like, he's not allowed to be on this island. And if they get discovered, both of them could be killed. So I also wondered when she was like, you have to pretend to be my familiar. What did she think was going to happen after that? Like,
right.
Because it's like you couldn't keep it going. Like the whole point was to get unbound. So what was the long term?
Totally.
What's the long-term plan?
Just thinking of like, I don't know if you're watching off campus on Amazon right now, but like there's the whole like it's almost like it's a fake dating thing where they have their goals in the fake dating of like pretend to be my boyfriend and then we're going to have a breakup and then I'm going to be so heartbroken and you're going to move on and then I'll be heartbroken. He'll come to me and that's how I'll like win whatever I want.
Seems complicated.
They have an end game. And it was like you kind of need an end game, especially since it's like you'll be kicked out of school without a familiar and you're only going to have one for like 3 days. Like that doesn't count.
Yeah, because it's like you two didn't know you were going to fall in love because the end game became like staying together, right? Like that and protecting each other, saving each other. So that's what it became. But I'm like, that's not what granted, she thought she was going to be just summoning a regular familiar, but it's like, okay, but you didn't, but you still want him to pretend to be your familiar. But when you become unbonded, he has to go, what do you think is going to happen? You know, like there's just no, you know, I feel like that wasn't completely fleshed out, but
totally. Cause like, I think I'm like curious if maybe it was like a structural thing. Cause he realizes like he has to stay once he finds out his shifter friends have been missing, but he doesn't realize that until like much later. So he's kind of just like hanging around being like, okay, I'll help her. I mean, he's obviously falling in love with her, you know, whatever, but like, he's like, yeah, I'll help her out. I'll be her, like pretend to be her cat.
Yeah. I guess it was because he's like, I'll pretend to be your cat if you find a way to break that, like we'll find a way to break this curse together. And so they have to like gallivant around the island solving riddles.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, look, if it sounds like we're talking about a lot, it's because a lot was happening. It was a 450-page book. Like a lot was happening.
Totally. We're only maybe, I want to say like 20% in the book. Like, you know, when like we have to solve a bunch of riddles and it's like, okay, wait a minute. So this world has riddles and there's like books and like. And goddesses.
Yes. And, I do have to ask you, how do you feel about riddles? Are you pro, con?
I feel like in terms of like as a storytelling thing or like in my life, do I
in
like
your
riddles?
Life?
Oh, I guess, well, like in terms of like logic puzzles, I'm more of a crossword person.
Same.
So I think sometimes there could be a riddle in that where it's like wordplay or something like that. But like in terms of like, I have one face and I go around the clouds.
Literally,
like,
I hate riddles. Yeah. I hate riddles so much. Like I was just like, what in the Lord of the Rings is going on here? I mean, the character loves riddles. So I'm like, great. If I'd been in this situation, anything that is evoking an escape room is not for me. Like, I get frustrated super easily. If the stakes were high, forget about it. Forget about it. I'm having to try and, like, now I have to solve a riddle.
Yeah.
No.
Because, like, if there's something, it's like when you're forced to solve a riddle, I feel like I get in my head and I'll overthink it to the point where I'll get it wrong. Versus if I'm like, don't care, and someone tells me a riddle and I'm like, oh, it's a clock. Anyway, can we move on and talk about real stuff?
You know, ACOTAR had riddles too. I remember the end of the first ACOTAR book and being like, really? The answer's love? Oh, okay.
So, like, the riddle kind of plot line ended up going away, which I was actually glad about.
Me too.
Because, like, again, it just felt like a scavenger hunt. But I will say that it did give the author, like, an opportunity to really have fun with, like, the tropes of they have to kiss. They're sharing the same bed. You know, like, there were those fun moments to see them kind of get together. Yeah.
I agree. It wasn't my favorite part of the book, but I did understand it as a plot device in terms of them having time together and being put in these situations. She did write that he gets stuck up a tree, which the cat jokes, you know, very silly, but I was laughing. I was laughing.
Yes. What I really liked is that, like, okay, he's like this sexy guy. And even as, like, you know, when he's a human, but even when he's a human, he still has, like, cat qualities. Like, his personality felt like a cat, if that makes any sense. You know? Like, he doesn't like swimming. He doesn't like water.
This is the black cat golden retriever. I feel like we usually think of that with, like, the woman being the black cat and the boyfriend being the golden retriever. Reversed.
Yes.
She is definitely giving kind of, like, sweetie pie energy, you know? Almost to the point where I'm like, girl, you're pretty, like, naive, you know?
Yeah, like, I feel like sometimes I feel like it's, you find yourself, like, getting ahead of it a bit in terms of, like, you're like, I don't know, it's like your mom, there's something going on with your mom, and we know clearly. How come you don't know? You know, and
exactly. Like, there were just things throughout the book where I'm like, you have to be more perceptive than this, especially growing up in that household, because she's like, she's a golden retriever in a family full of, like, vipers. You know, I got toughen up, lady.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that, because, like, not in the prologue, but in the chapter 1 of the book, the first sentence, and I'm like, this is a hell of a way to start chapter 1. It was, Avery's mother always said it was her who should have been eaten in the womb. And I was like, whoa. Yes,
girl. And look, we're coming in hot, never bringing it up again. Literally never bringing it up again. I finished the book, and on the last page, I was like, didn't she say she was a twin? What happened to that? Like, she ate her twin in the womb, and we just never talked about it again.
And then her mom's not her real mom. No. You have that Lifetime kind of movie plot point.
And her dad might not be dead, even though she thinks that he is. And she has, like, serious trauma.
Totally. And, like, she might have a twin. Like, that's what it's, I was like, oh my God, are we going to find out in book 2? It's like, my long lost twin that's been living in the jail with my aunt in the witch jail.
My aunt mom, my aunt/mother. Yeah. Because my dad had an affair with his wife's sister.
Messy.
Extremely messy.
Yes.
Extremely messy. So the evil mom was definitely giving evil stepmom energy. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And, like, granted, like, if like my husband slept with
pretty shitty.
It's shitty. Yeah, that is shitty. I'm kind of on her side. Like, yeah, she's, like, committing, like, maybe war crimes. I'm still on her side.
Yeah. Also, I couldn't, because towards the end of the book, I'm like, okay, so is she a cop, or is she I thought she was, like, the dean of the school, or
that's what I thought.
But then at the end it was like she was, like, in military regalia or some shit, and I'm like, I'm confused about what her role is.
Yes, there was
powerful is her role.
Exactly. She's in a position of power, but then like there's other guys who's like, you can't do that. My dad's the chancellor, or like something like that, or whatever.
Oh yeah, he poor R.I.P. That guy dies.
Yeah, Julian. Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
Julian. But it was like a lot of it was because again, so much is crammed in. We're like honestly, we're reading it for the crazy sex, so like you know, it doesn't really matter. But like, it was confusing as to whether she was on a school or on like, is her school an island? Like. Do you know what I mean?
I think her school is on I think it's like Carowin, which also is in Wales. So if we're mispronouncing things, Wales has the most bonkers spelling pronunciation. So who knows? But yes. I think it's like, it's Carowin. I think it's an island. And then Carowin University is on the island. Okay. But you're not allowed to leave the island unless you're a healer or an enforcer. That's the only way you're allowed to leave, ? Is kind of the vibe I was getting. Like if she hadn't gotten her familiar, she would not have been allowed to leave the island. She would have just had to like get a job.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like, it seems as if, at least from her perspective, what our understanding is like witches are kind of, they're very isolated. They're very like insular and they're kind of treated like third-class citizens in this world in a way. So they keep to themselves and they isolate. And so with her, but she's kind of like, you know, like Belle in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast of like, I want more in my life. Like, like I want to eat chicken nuggets, see what that's all about.
Really
like,
wanted to eat chicken nuggets so badly.
Those nuggets. Yeah. And so like not having the familiar would be like, okay, would just be like, okay, you wouldn't just fail. Your mom wouldn't just hate you, but it's like your dreams for your life would be like completely over.
Yeah. High stakes for sure. Yeah. So that was the sense that I got, but it also seemed like a lot of their isolation was self-imposed in a way because it was like they refused to work with the shifters agreed to work with humans, but the witches didn't. So they had a lot of rules imposed upon them that the shifters have to keep in line because witches aren't allowed to act up in the human world, basically. Right. Yeah, it was an interesting perspective on witches because I feel like witches are usually in books like this, at least in like modern novels, modern media, are kind of protagonists. Like they're usually almost like the good guys, and the witches definitely were not portrayed that way in this book.
No, and I found that so interesting because like I feel like I listen to like a lot of like history podcasts about like the witchcraft and how terrible that was, and so it's like so fun to read these books, seeing like kind of the term witch being reclaimed and kind of like taking this, I don't know, archetype of like an unusual woman or a quirky woman who likes living in nature and like reclaiming it. I'm like curious if the author was like, okay, there's just too much of that. Let's go back.
Yeah. Witches are baddies. Yeah. Because I do feel like the shifters, even though the witches have this idea of them being these big scary monsters, which we definitely see when he shifts accidentally, or the goddess makes him shift into what was described as a pretty scary monster. That sex scene was interesting. Totally. Yeah. So you have this idea of them as like big scary monsters, but by the end of the book, you're on their side. You know? Yeah, you're rooting for them because the witches have essentially enslaved them.
Absolutely. That's like
to
the
use
witches.
Their magic.
Yeah, the witches like totally did like a full on like 1984 style brainwash situation of like, which like, but and that was kind of interesting because like I know this isn't like the biggest thing that I found interesting, but like she was really into shifter pornography, and like didn't seem like I love that it didn't add to like any shame of like, oh my god, I'm masturbating to the enemy, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it definitely gave you a sense of who she was and kind of what to expect when Felix did arrive, because that was part of the allure. It was like part of the turn on, is that it wasn't something that she necessarily should have been into or attracted to, and even though they're gonna fuck, obviously, like this is that kind of book, they have to do the no, I would never, that'd be so disgusting to betray my kind like that, I want it but no, like that kind of
that tension, that yearning,
push and pull.
Inner the inner conflict. Well, what did you think of that, like before, like leading up to like when he's in the dorm room and they're working together and like they're going to class together, like what did you think of like kind of like seeing Felix's journey to like warm up to her and her kind of journey to like literally just understand what the world is around her, and fall in love with Felix.
Sweet baby angel. I really loved that it was dual perspective. I actually really enjoyed that. I also like that they did do little things that did bring them together in a way that I found, as somebody who, I am on Lexapro, okay? Like, as someone who struggles with depression and anxiety, I thought that they handled grief and, that feeling of, like, hopelessness that you get when you're depressed, and anxiety in the form of, like, panic attacks and stuff like that. So the things that go along with that, I thought they handled that well. And for each other, because both of them have a moment where they are dealing with some panic induced by grief or deep trauma of some kind. And I think being able to be in the other one's kind of mind from the other one's perspective, the way that they handled that, especially for Felix, that kind of like softening of him, like he was really able to get into her world, see how her family treats her, see what she's going to relate to that, and be there for her. I feel like that was the first real big kind of breakthrough in their relationship, where he goes from being kind of like a sarcastic asshole who thinks she's hot to being like, oh, I really feel for this person. I might have feelings for this person. Totally.
Like it was fun seeing him struggle with like, oh God, she needs to be my enemy, but I'm just so good at empathizing. Like,
totally. Curse my compassionate heart. Yeah,
like, oh God, what do I care about her? And but it was kind of fun because like I love kind of the moment. And this is what I love about enemies to lovers in the enemies to lovers trope, is kind of like the dialogue. There are other people on campus who make fun of her, but he makes fun of her. And then he gets like very possessive and protective. He's like, no, I'm the only one who gets to say that to her. And it's like,
because you know that he doesn't really mean it. Like even in the beginning, he's like, I have to be mean to you because I have to be mean to you. But it never feels malicious, where the writer did do a good job of making it feel like, she really is an outcast in this community, and everybody is like legitimately terrible to her. Like everybody except for her best friend.
Yeah, she has one best friend, and then everything else is like, again, like she's slut shamed. She's, kind of the black sheep in the family. She's the,
she's sexually assaulted.
Yes,
at one point.
Exactly.
So she really is. She's having a real rough go of it, which makes their relationship all the more sweet. I sometimes I struggle with that in books because I don't know. I don't necessarily love it being like, okay, well, everyone is horrible, so by default
we found the right one.
This guy is just nice to you, and so you're like, I love you, maybe, like you're maybe the love of my life, like I can struggle with that sometimes in books, but I didn't feel that in this one, it felt real enough,
100%. Because like I feel like something about the two of them, like I feel like teamwork was like an interesting theme in this book, of like they had to team up to like solve the riddles and team up to understand what's going on, but they to fight. And they also, in order for her to kind of realize her magic and him to realize he can control his magic, they needed each other.
Yes.
So it was like you see them like develop this connection of like kind of like being able to work well together even before they sleep with each other or just like give in to their desires. And so it kind of like makes it seem like, okay, like, yeah, he is the only like good person on this island for her, but like he's also a good person in general.
Yeah.
Like he's standing up for her. He's there for her.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. So you're absolutely right. Like them needing each other through that bond in order, like they literally can't work without the other one. So it is a real kind of like yin and yang, pieces fitting together sort of situation. So you do understand it in that way, that they would become bonded.
Yes.
Like not just through the bond, but just like that they would have to work together. They'd have to learn how to cooperate as a couple. So
yeah. It makes me like 1% nervous because I'm like, what if she like needs space but like needs magic? And she's like, oh, let me call you. Like
I'm not gonna lie, it did occur to me. I was like, girl, this is great but you've known him for a week. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna be so annoyed with this man. And I thought this when I was reading ACOTAR too. I'm like, having a man in my head for any amount of time sounds horrible.
Yes.
Yes. I don't want that. I understand it's convenient sometimes for you guys to be able to communicate without speaking aloud, but stay out of there. I don't want you sending me shit, like I need my personal space.
Totally. Okay. You need to feel like in your non-invaded, in your safe zone, even when it's like in your mind. And like, granted, it does like lend for these like comedic things of like he's talking to her and then you see her like arguing with like what looks like a cat and people are like, why is that lady like really annoyed with her cat who's just lying there, and it's like, okay, that's funny, but it is just like, okay, like where's the conversation of let's set boundaries?
100%. Like literally, like we need boundaries in general. Like that is a boundaryless relationship in every way for real. And it's supposed to work because of their bond. And you're like, okay, we should infer that this isn't how it would work for everybody, right? Like this works because of their bond, and we're supposed to infer that. But yeah, it's never there are no boundaries. It doesn't seem like there are really physical boundaries or like mental, emotional boundaries.
Totally. Yeah. Like it's almost like, how like they're like, oh, let's think of a safe word. And it's like, I want you to have a safe word for like for being in your mind. Yeah. Of like,
you're not allowed in here right now.
Yeah. Like
this is my private time.
Yes.
Yeah. This is I'm fantasizing about dragon shifter porn time. And I don't want you in there. Yeah. Okay. So
deal with it. I would just like think weird things just to fuck with him at some points. You know what I mean? And yeah.
It would just be annoying too. Like for me, it would be annoying to always be in someone else's head too. I'm sure you can shut it, like turn it on and off, but
I mean, there is like, I think I'm a naturally like introverted person, and I like, even though like I feel like I'm like an extroverted introvert in a way where I really much value my alone time. I really like need to, the time to replenish and to be alone, and like to never have that. That's like a jail. It sounds like jail.
Yeah, horrible. Like, yeah. I mean, and maybe like some people might not need that. I definitely feel that way. I think I'm an introverted extrovert.
Okay.
So like other side of the coin, but definitely, absolutely, I need. Even when I'm in a relationship, I'm like, I need nights to myself. Like, we don't need to do everything together. We don't need to go everywhere together. You want to go out? Amazing. I can't wait to like have a glass of wine in the bubble bath and read my book or watch my, summer house or whatever.
Yes.
Like leave me alone.
Yes, please. I need my space. I totally get it. And like, it is like, it's fun. I understand like the appeal of it of like, okay, wouldn't it be great if someone did what you wanted without you asking, like what a dream, of course.
They know you so well. They love you so much.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's like, whoa, bro, this is too much.
Question: real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
She's also 22. So I think, look, as a woman in my 30s, I'm like, no, he's 30.
He's 30. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's fine. It's a considerable age gap, but not like, it's not criminal. So
yeah, it's not criminal. It's one of those things where it's like, you know how like there's different parameters of like, okay, why am I scared for someone who feels very vulnerable in a relationship? And I'm like, I'm kind of scared for her because she's never had chicken nuggets
very
before.
Naive. Like the bar is low. Like getting some chicken nuggies was very exciting for her at the end of the book. It's literally the last scene before the epilogue.
Yeah.
So that's how big of a deal it is,
And also, she is on an island with magic. She can conjure.
You would think their witch deal seems like a raw deal. Like it's not the kind of witch universe I would want to be a witch in, because I don't think she has magic at all. Like until she gets him as her familiar, I don't think she really has any magic. So I'm just like, what is happening?
Just like why like it was interesting because like it feels like, okay, witches, maybe they're not born with magic, but with the shifters they are born with magic. Because like Felix can do like a lot of other I mean, obviously he can make shadow dildos and fuck her amongst other things, and it was like, whoa, okay, being a shifter in this world seems like the best thing.
Dope. Like when they went to Shifter World, like the den they called it, I was like, this seems infinitely better than wherever you're from. Like everything about this seems just like so much nicer. Because you really only see the witches use power in a violent way. Like it's not Harry Potter. Like they're not, or to heal. You do see that, but it's like, they're not using magic to like clean their house or, they're not flying on broomsticks and shit. Like they're just, they're using their power. You really only see it like when they're fighting.
Right.
Yeah. In this book, at least.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and I understand like, maybe like as a culture in this world, like the witches are always on defense. They've been like, they're like, so they're like forced to live on this enclave more or less. So maybe it's like, okay, we need magic and we need to be ready. Like they're all like traumatized.
But I'm just like, look, man, if the island is warded, the island is safe. This should be like a witch paradise. Like you guys should be able to just like, you got enforcers to keep you safe, but everybody else should just be like kicking back, relaxing.
Just
maxing
chill.
all cool. Like what are you doing? I feel like you're doing it wrong. You're sitting at home drinking Fireball and watching human reality TV, which is amazing.
That has its place. But
I'm like, you're a witch.
Yeah.
You should be like hella powerful.
And just like go out there, have festivals, like
yes,
do parades, like
make tea.
Exactly.
Like have a nice little garden or something. Like
exactly. Like we're do you? It's like there was a lot of like, do y'all have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies?
Really? It's just like animal. You're just walking around with your animals because everybody has a familiar that has to go with them everywhere, which was also interesting. I don't know. The familiar element was interesting for me.
Yes.
I was confused by like the mythical creatures and the domestic creatures. I'm always confused by that in books like this.
Totally. Yeah.
Because you have creatures that just exist in human world and then ones that only exist in shifter witch world, but humans never see them.
Yes. It is like, it's very confusing because like in a series like Discovery of Witches, which I don't recall that well, it seems like she can like ignite a dragon, but only she can see the dragon, and it like comes. It's almost like it comes from like a tattoo.
I watched
or something.
the show, and that's definitely the vibe. Was like it wasn't a physical dragon. It was like a fire conjuring thing, which makes sense to me. Like that, you know, in as much as any of this makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like with this, which, and again, I thought this part was very funny. It is like you're getting a pet. And so when she gets the cat, she's like, goes out and like comes back with like kibble and like a mat.
A collar.
And, like,
yeah.
And I was like, this is like, you're getting a pet. Like,
yeah. It's like you are tied to this pet for the rest of your life. You know, like I think her best friend had a crow, and that all seems very normal. But then it's just like, yeah, then her sister has a dragon.
Yeah.
It's just that seems impractical if you're leaving the witch island. Whatever.
Yes. It's like, okay, there are all these rules and it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't.
And like, but it is like, okay, well, like, what is this? Is this like, you remember in health class when you would have like the eggs that you had to like keep alive for a week or something to show like, can you be a parent? It's like, is this like, can you take care of a pet thing? Or is this, can you like leave the island and use your pet as like a spiritual assistant?
Yeah, I also felt a little bad for the familiars. Like, because I was, even before you find out, you know, kind of the big twist reveal, I felt bad. I was just like, because the way that it's framed in this book is that the witches can't operate, like they get their magic from their familiars. So they're basically like siphoning magic from their familiars. And I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. Like,
it's like animal. It's like kind of animal abuse.
Right?
I mean, I know these are magical animals in a spiritual
do they
realm,
want to be there? Like,
yes.
Did they feel as bonded and as strongly for their owner witch partner?
Yes.
You know, is it an equal? It doesn't seem like it's an equal relationship.
It doesn't. And it actually did cross my mind. And it, like, to the point where it's like, you know, when like it's like when people go to New York and they see horse-drawn carriages and they're like, "Are the horses okay?
Yeah,
like,
are the horses happy? Like,
happy?
I don't know. We're making these horses work, and then so often they'll be like, "The horses want to work," and you're like, "Do they? Like, do they want to work?
Yeah,
we asked them? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It is very weird. Like there is like it makes me curious to read the next book just to see like what is up with this world.
She kind of got me, to be honest, like, because I am a little, I might have to read it just out of curiosity. I don't think it's out yet. Yeah, I did look.
Yeah.
And
sign up.
Yeah, I mean, it was insinuated that the sister does get fucked by multiple dragons. So
yes.
Curious to see how that goes. Are we going to get like a dragon threesome happening?
I love it.
Is she? Well, no. I was about to say, is she going to fuck her familiar? And for some reason, that grossed me out. But this whole book is that. So
right. Well, that's actually a good question. Let's say that you had a familiar. Like, let's say you had a familiar your whole life. You never for a second would think was human.
Right.
One day you wake up and you're looking at the man of your dreams.
Zero.
You still wouldn't fuck him.
Gonna throw up. No. Like, if my feelings for my familiar are similar to my feelings for my pets,
okay,
then no. I mean, maybe you have a different kind of bond. Like, so what we're talking about is Avery, who is our female main character. Her sister, Wren, I think is going to be the subject of the next book. And she had a dragon familiar that she's had for years and just thought was a dragon familiar. And I have a feeling, because he's actually a dragon shifter, that they are going to fuck in the next book.
Yes.
And if she viewed it as a pet, no.
Right.
I just don't know what the connection, like, is it a different, because they went to battle together. Maybe it's a different kind of connection. I don't know. But like my boy cat, I have a boy cat and a girl cat, and my boy cat is baby. I've had him since he was like 8 weeks old. He's little baby. If he turned into a man, I would freak out. And he would still be my baby. Like, I'd still be like, well, I'm the mother of a full-grown cat man now, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I think the one thing that I find appealing, not that I want to like date animals, but like just the unconditional love element of like how much they know you, and it's like, okay, that's cool. Like,
yeah, they have seen you in like your most
Worst.
intimate moments, your darkest moments. You like, yeah, my cats have been there for me through everything, and do have a level of access to my like inner world, private life that most humans will never get to see. Right. So yeah, there's a level of intimacy.
Sure, let's certainly we're not denying the intimacy that can be established with a pet, but it is, would you fuck them? And will forever to this day, it's a question. It's a question to be asked.
It's a no from me, but you know, like you do you. It worked in this book because he wasn't
a pet.
No, he became a man almost immediately. So it was like, okay, like this is all right.
Yes. Yeah. Like she didn't like have time to like form like how do I say this? A maternal, motherly.
Exactly.
She wasn't baby yet. All of a sudden.
No. Yeah. He was hot man very fast. So you're like, okay.
Very fast. There was a funny part when he was like fucking around with Julian and he was like using his magic to like pants him or something. And he's like, hey, I may be a man, but I'm 3 in cat years. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
That's funny. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, there were some good cat related jokes. I did like that this book kind of, because sometimes I can be cynical, when I'm reading books like this. And this book took itself seriously enough, but definitely had a lot of levity throughout. Like, and there were parts that would like pull you back down, to earth. There was humor that would get kind of thrown in throughout. So I did enjoy that. This book did fall into a little bit of a trap that I sometimes see with romance books where it's like something really serious is happening. Like you guys might die in this scene or something. And she's like, but he does look really hot though. And I'm like, guys, focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one part in particular where at one point they're in jail and they're escaping out of jail.
That's what I'm thinking of, I think.
Yeah. And she was like, oh God, after all of this, if I fall on like one of these open bars, I'm going to be impaled on a bar. That's not how I want to die. I want to be impaled on his dick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, okay. Look, I like that we're not taking things too seriously here, but nobody is thinking that.
Yes. Like, and by the way, she was just, she has been locked up like in her own filth. Like if there's one time that I'm feeling the least horny,
disgusting.
Not that you know what I mean? Like it's like, I'm not, like horniness is the least kind of like feeling I would have at that point.
Yeah, same. But I don't know. Well, we're not bonded to a 6'6" cat man. So
what can we say?
We don't know. Yeah. We don't know what we're talking about.
So like about the sex scenes, we were talking about them earlier. They when they finally like kind of put down their walls and they have their first what I'm going to say penetrative scene. He doesn't. It was hot because there's all these like shadow dildos or whatever. Like he's like using his shadow powers to like make like penetrative thing. He doesn't fuck her. Like that confused me a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't, because he doesn't like to be touched. So he doesn't like physical touch. Okay. So the first time and he even says like, even though he like fucks all the time, he's like a fuckboy, he doesn't usually touch his partners. Like he uses his shadows to fuck them. So I don't know if he feels that, like if you've what the sensation is for him. But yeah, I think he did go down on her maybe, and then used his shadows and his tail to like double penetrate, triple because her mouth too. Like it was like everything was happening.
Everything's filled.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. With shadow dicks.
Right. Yeah. I guess maybe like I forgot that because like I was rereading that sex scene this morning as I do, and I was like, it feels like he's like cucking himself. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he's just like sitting there watching, which is sexy. Like I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, I guess if you had that option. Maybe you'd want to use it sometimes. You feel like a voyeur in your own sexual experience.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I think it was meant to, because when they do finally like really touch, he has a bit of a panic attack because he has a traumatic experience with being touched. That I think it was supposed to indicate that when that finally happens, which is pretty far into the book actually, that it really solidifies their connection because he's allowing this like vulnerability for her to actually touch him, you know? And the sex scenes were hot. We touched on it, but have not talked about the shifter monster in the maze.
Yes. So this is like kind of the, how do I say, pièce de résistance of the book. Like I even feel like the dedication of the book is like, this is for all the girls who wish they could be chased in a maze
and railed by a monster. I think I took a picture of it. Yes. Like, it does get you prepped immediately for what this book is going to be like.
Exactly. So I have to ask you, like, is there anything appealing about being chased through a maze to get railed by a monster?
By that monster, I mean, was it kind of a hot scene? Yes. But the monster as described was described as like a giant, like massive, like dragon-sized creature that had the body of a cat, but a skull face.
Yes.
And that is not sexy to me.
Yeah.
That is not sexy to me necessarily. Also, not a big fan of mazes. Anything that gets me like really frustrated, I'm out.
Just like riddles.
Yes, exactly. But, you know, my Worst Date co-hosts and I guested on Boobies and Newbies years ago, and we reviewed a book that was about like prey kink, you know, like, which is all about kind of like being chased. And I can see the appeal of that. Like, so I wouldn't rule out being chased in a maze. Maybe not by this particular monster,
right?
Who also did non-consensually pierce her nipple.
That's right. Yes, we didn't even talk about that. Yes, so like they've. It feels like they've touched each other sexually at this point, but like they still like the trust isn't fully there between them. And then all of a sudden he turns into a monster and he's like chasing her. Like beforehand, he had like she was like in her healing class or something, and she like had to cut herself and to heal herself, and she couldn't. So he helps heal her in a way, but then they go and they like make out kind of, but he pierces her nipple.
Oh, that's when that happens.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because he bites her nipple. Like we said, there is some blood play where she is into it. You know, he does not ask permission. It is non-consensual. Yeah. She does like it, you know, it's part of it. But I don't know how I felt about that.
It was a wild scene, and I was like, okay, like, again, like, there's something to, like, having a temporary non-consensual, but consensual non-consensual experience, you know?
Yes, yeah.
There's something about, like, leaving a permanent mark, let alone a nipple piercing.
Exactly. I think that's what it is for me, is because, like, look, that is a fantasy like lots of people have. It's about like control and loss of control and all of that stuff. And I think that it can be hot, especially as a fantasy, like to read and stuff like that. I think for me, it was less of like the non-consensual, like pinning and teasing and touching and stuff, and more about like, you bit a hole in her nipple and then pierced it and left a permanent
earring
like
or
barbell. Like, yeah. That I was like, oh, and it just was, it was hot, but it was strange because when you get to know Felix, it seems like all of that kind of thing seems a little out of character for the character that you then grow to know. It doesn't feel out of character at the time, but it feels out of character for the person that you come to know, that they fall, you know, the one that she really falls in love with. Doesn't seem like he would do. Like, he was upset that Callum left her out in the woods with no jacket. And I'm like, okay, but.
But he, like, pierced her. And, like, there's, like, what bothered me is that, like, and this doesn't matter. This absolutely doesn't matter. But I got caught on it. I was like, when I got my ears pierced at Claire's, I was able to pick out the earring. Do you know what I mean? Like, she didn't get to choose what kind. Like, did she want a ring or did she want a barbell? Like, no. Like, I wanted her to have choices.
She just gets to have a shadow something. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I did kind of get stuck on that as well. But you just, with books like this, you just have to go with it. Like, you just you're here for the ride. It's fine, you know. Yes. So and I did think I got turned on in every sex scene. So I can't be that.
I thought every sex scene was great. Even like the tail stuff. Like I really liked it. I have read tail stuff before, but like what was weird about this book is that his tail is always out. Like, he wears pants with like a hole to let his tail, you know, wag freely or whatever. Even as like when he's like a human person, like he still will always have his tail. And if that tail fucked me, and then like later on we're just walking down the street and like his tail's out and we're not thinking anything remotely sexual, like I'm gonna be like, are they thinking that I wonder if he fucks her with the tail? Because that's all I'm thinking about.
Well, now it is. Yeah, you know, I don't know that I would have thought that before. But yeah, certainly, yeah, that might be where we're at this stage. Yeah, I don't know. And even because I wondered as soon as I started reading the book, you know, it's a cat. Are they going to have the barbed penis?
They did.
Yes, is the answer. And I wondered how they were going to handle that. And I actually thought, like, they made it sound appealing.
Yes.
Because it doesn't sound like it would be. But the way that it was described and the way that it was used did sound like, that sounds like it feels good.
Totally. Yeah, like they made like the barbs seem like mystical pointed things. You know what I mean?
It was like it felt more like friction, like it was like little spikies, you know, and not like rubbery, not like something like that
ribbed.
Although she didn't seem to like there was one thing, even beyond the tail stuff, there was one thing that I was like, no. This is a pass for me. I don't even think this is sexy. And that is when he was fingering her with his claw. And I was like, no, I'm out. Like, look.
That is so wild to me. Cause like, I was like, this is so wrong and scary. I loved it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally. No, I do. Like, and that's why she wrote it. Cause I'm sure that she loved it too. It was just one for me that I was like, ow, 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 ow. Like, I just couldn't get past, like, that would hurt. So, and again, maybe it's cause I own cats and I'm like, that would hurt so much.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Cause like, there is something like very like, titillating about like something that could be so harmful to you in your most sensitive places but they would never hurt you.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I guess if he knows how to use it and he's being, you know, really only using it in a way that feels good, then I'm like, okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
But it is weird for him like, it doesn't even say like, fuck my claw.
Yeah.
Fuck my claw. And I'm just like, okay, like now, like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey.
You don't have to narrate, but like.
Just let it happen. We're already doing it. We're already
here.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about like the happily ever after? I mean, like it again, like so much plot happens in terms of like this world and they run away and it's revealed this and that and this and that. But like when they get to the den, when they finally like choose each other in that cave, even that felt like the climactic kind of moment for their love in a way. Like, what did you think of that kind of sequence?
Well, I thought the book ended kind of anticlimactically. Like, I feel like it kind of ended a little abruptly, if I'm honest. Like, and I get that it's because it's part of a series and we're going to get more of these characters, you know, later on. But in terms of their coming together and falling in love, for as realistic as this timeline, because they really only know each other for like a
3
week.
days. Yeah.
Truly. Not even a week. It's like less than a week. Because I think when she turned him, she had like 2 days. So so truly like 3 or 4 days is the entire span of this book. So with how unrealistic that timeline is, and then the kind of the world as it is, like the realistic or not, I felt like for all of that, I still bought it. Like I still bought when at the very end, because it really is in like the last 5 pages of the book that he says, "I love you," and she says, "I love you." It felt real to me. It did feel earned, I felt like, because of what they had gone through up until that point. And they had both made sacrifices for each other at that point. And, you know, she wanted much more than this provincial life. So her getting off of that island makes sense. That worked for me. I'm not an insta love person. In fact, it's like kind of my least favorite trope.
It's so stalkery. It can be like if it's done wrong. Yeah.
I don't love like our eyes locked and then that was it. Like that always. That's kind of why I like enemies to lovers. I need a little push and pull. I need a little.
Of course, everyone loves that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so even though that is not something that I'm usually into, I liked it. It worked for me.
It did. Yeah. I felt like they both, like, with this, like they had both, like, rich internal life in terms of, like, seeing them get past their own prejudices to, you know, fall in love. And then also, like, there were a lot, like, I mean, there is a lot of, like, hot sex in this book, but there were also, like, sexy things in that, like, not that this is like turning me on, but like I found it cute when like they were swimming in the cave and he doesn't like swimming, and so she's like, turn into a cat and be on my head, and she's swimming, and I'm like, that's kind of hot. That's
cute.
Sexy.
It's you've hit on something, because what it is intimacy. I feel like I can buy the romance, like the real actual fall in love kind of romance of it all, more because they've built in a lot of intimacy, like really like intimate moments where they're being very vulnerable with each other. And it's not just, you know, he's not white knighting her all the time. Like, it's not just him rescuing her. It's like they do kind of rescue each other and see each other in really dark, low moments or facing fears or whatever it is. And so at the end, you're like, yeah, I buy it. you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. They're made to be together. They know how to work together. And it's like, if these two can work it out, why can't there be peace on earth?
Exactly. Come on. Everybody take a page out of Avery and Felix's book.
Seriously. Okay, I'm going to ask you for your final thoughts and a rating. So a rating is like 1 out of 5, or out of 5 stars. But instead of stars, I was thinking we could say dust bunnies.
Oh my God, the dust bunnies!
There's cute little dust bunnies hopping around. That was very cute.
I did like the dust bunnies.
I did too. Like, I like cute things. Like, who doesn't?
Yeah.
And so like they're like kind of like hopping around. It was nice. It's like you always have a cute little friend. So
they helped them, you know, plot relevant dust bunnies too. Yeah,
exactly. They were kind of like, they knew about like not the prophecy, but like they knew the truth of the world, and they were like, we're
helping them out.
Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy or crickets? Yeah, we're a cricket. Yeah.
Okay. Final thoughts. I mean, I did actually enjoy it. And with romance and erotic novels, it can be hit or miss for me because I am, I think, kind of a cynical person in my soul. And so I can sometimes struggle with the cheesiness of a lot of books, or, you know, the insta love or any of that stuff that happens. I thought that the author really balanced things out really nicely in this book. I also did appreciate, even though there was a lot going on, I did appreciate that there was a plot, a subplot. There was a world that was being built, even though we didn't get to see it all. And I do think that was probably intentional because she's going to be writing more books. Yeah, I mean, I would say I enjoyed it. If the things that we talked about today are things that don't turn you off, that aren't like triggers for you.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I pick it up. I mean, it was a quick read for me, even though it was kind of a longer book.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun, quick read. So yeah. And I'd say out of 5, I'm going to give it, you know what? Gosh, I'm between like a 3.5 and a 4.
Yeah. So 3.75.
3.75.
So it's like 3 dust bunnies and then 1 like baby dust bunny.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Exactly.
Or 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did really, I'm a tough rater too, I feel like, usually.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also you have like other things to compare it to, given that you have read, you know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, not that I also, who cares about anyone's rating? But like, but you know, you have good taste, and you know.
Thank you. I mean, and honestly, for me, like a romance novel or an erotic novel that is like pushing a 4 is a pretty good. You know, I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would recommend this if you just want something that is bonkers and doesn't take itself too seriously, but may have like darker kind of themes, because I know there are people who like that and there are people who heal from those kinds of moments, which I get, so that's in there. But it makes like this isn't like a world, like this isn't like a ground, I mean nothing's grounded, but like this isn't like like it is so out there and it is so silly, but it is also like kind of the most it's like, but at the same, it's like the most believable love story, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. It's almost got a bit of a magical realism element to parts of it, where it does feel grounded in a really weird way for it being as bonkers insane of a premise as it is.
Totally. Yeah. Because you're just like thinking like, you know what? Like I can bring this into my like not even romantic relationships, you know, like I can bring this into like my communication skills or something. It's like, oh, I know what this means, you know.
And again, the depiction of, oh, so sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
The depiction of depression and anxiety, I felt like was handled really well too. Like I think that the author did a good job with that. So
totally. Like I agree. Cause like, I think that like, especially for a book like this, where like obviously it's not based on the real world. So how can a real world issue like depression or like any sort of like mental health be shown in like a very real way? But like, I absolutely like, you know, the thoughts and struggles. Like I was like, girl, I'm Avery. I
know, same. I was like, girl, I've been there. I get it. Like,
I was like, I feel you. Like I feel this to my core, you know? And so, yeah. Well, Keegan, thank you so much for your triumphant return to the crazy world of crazy erotica. Tell us where we can find you. Tell us about My Worst Date. Tell us everything.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I was so excited when you asked me back, so I appreciate that so much. You can find My Worst Date at myworstdatepodcast.com or My Worst Date Podcast on Instagram. Instagram's probably the better place to get us. We're also on every podcast streaming platform. So come and join us. We tell bad date stories. We just hang out as girlfriends. So we actually have an episode with Becky when we were doing guests. So go find that one. That was a really, really fun time that we had together. And you can find me on Instagram at Keegan.Winfield if you just want to hang out.
I love it. Just want to hang out. Well, thank you so much again. And yes, Keegan, little witch.
Little witch.
Thank you so much for listening to Too Stupid to Live. I hope you have a felionely feisty rest of your day. Meow. 'Cause I just can't make my eyes behave.
Question: real estate in California. What the f? Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right.
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?